There's some shocking news about what US prosecutors knew about FTX before this whole debacle actually went down. Also, what are some of the big whales or smart money doing with their cryptocurrencies right now and why? Do they know something that we don't, and how are they planning to protect their funds? That's what we're talking about today. If you guys are interested, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, check out the CT Club down below. We're always talking about it. I highly recommend it. It's how we basically tell you guys what we're doing with our cryptocurrencies and why, how we are securing them and keeping them safe and watching from the sidelines safely from this whole debacle, because we know what we're doing with our cryptocurrencies and how to keep them safe. I want you to do the same as well. If you want to learn more, check out the CT Club. A link is down below. Let's get into it. So it turns out, according to Bloomberg, for those of you who do still trust, you know, what mainstream media has to say, US prosecutors actually secretly investigated FTX months before it ever collapsed. What does that mean? It either means they knew what was going to happen and they turned a blind eye, or they just don't know what the heck they're looking at when it comes to blockchain analytics or any kind of, you know, like they're just clueless altogether. It's not a good look either way for US prosecutors. And for anyone who's trying to say they have an authority over regulating cryptocurrencies, guys, they are clueless. So just keep that in mind whenever you hear any senators talking about their authority and their concern for cryptocurrencies. Just know they're completely in the dark about what cryptocurrencies are really about. And in fact, they're just spewing out whatever the central bankers want them to say, because that's who's lining their pockets, okay? Also, interesting, New York Times is holding an event called Deal Book Summit on November 30th, 8 days away from today. And guess who is still on their docket? Thanks to Mark Moss, we now know Sam Bankman-Fried is still set to speak. Isn't that amazing? And this list has been updated very recently to add Ben Affleck. In addition, there's also going to be the Ukraine president and, of course, Janet Yellen. So I'd love to see how Janet Yellen and SBF get together, because I get they're two peas in a pod, you know what I mean? Scammers, all of them. And New York Times is happy to promote them and give them more platform to spew more helpful information for those that they want to take advantage of. Also, Binance has now overtaken Coinbase as the largest Bitcoin reserve holder. Don't you love centralized supply? And now Binance has most of it. I can't wait for Binance to become more decentralized, but something tells me CZ just doesn't have it in them. Or at least, you guys, we got to have more competition coming out for Binance. So I can't wait to see what comes in the coming years. Decentralized exchanges, I think, are going to be a hot topic, so keep an eye out. Also, what are the whales doing now to protect their wealth? Do they see another slip in price? How are they protecting themselves? Well, one BNB whale sold a ton, or actually, I'm sorry, bought a ton of Doge, $4.05 million worth of Doge. They're putting their chips in place. Is Doge going to go to $1 soon? Maybe. It's definitely been there before, but who knows what's going to happen now. Hate it, love it or hate it, Dogecoin definitely has a solid community, and I think it's ironic and humorous roots is what we need actually in this space. I think some people take themselves far too seriously. Their greed takes over, and that speaks more for the project than itself. So again, love it or hate it, Doge is what it is, and it's decentralized, it's open source, and people are free to invest in it, and I think that's going to continue. Also, there's a giant whale whose address is 0xD275. They withdrew 117,000 Ethereum worth $132 million. What they did with that money, they withdrew it from Bitfinex, deposited it onto Aave as leverage to borrow $80 million in USDC, and transferred $55 million to Binance, $5 million to Coinbase, and $20 million to Circle. So they're essentially leveraging their value in Ethereum to get stable coins to protect their wealth. So why would a whale with this much money be going into stable coins? What do they see happening? They're stocking up on what we call dry powder. means money that you're planning to buy the dip with. Dry powder, it's ready to go. It's liquid, it's a stable coin, it's a cryptocurrency, it's not fiat waiting for the banks to do their BS of all that stuff. So dry powder. And that might be, I mean, listen, you have to understand your own investment plan, your own outlook of cryptocurrency. I know a lot of people are questioning it as of now, but if you have years of experience in this cryptocurrency space, if you've heard the 400 plus times that Bitcoin has been declared dead, if you've survived the Mt. Gox hack, the Cryptsy hack, the BitMEX debacle, the, what else, Quadriga CX, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, FTX. You guys, this is all going to be experience in your belt that you can lean on in the future and know that what the technology of cryptocurrencies represent is robust, it is valid, it is disruptive technology, and it is still not going anywhere. In my opinion, investing in Bitcoin and maybe in stable coins if you want to buy the dip, I don't know no one really knows what the price is going to do absolutely. That is your risk that you're going to have to take for yourself. But in my opinion, having a long-term perspective helps immensely. And for those of you who are still believing the puppets like Elizabeth Warren, who are more worried about your small percentage of your 401k being exposed to Bitcoin rather than the $31 trillion of debt that her economy has generated, that should be speaking volumes to you much more than whatever is coming out of her mouth. Anyway, I just want to end you on that note. If you guys enjoy this, please hit like, hit subscribe. My name is Heidi, and this is Crypto Tips. We'll see ya.